Today on Stress Free Finances, we're going to talk about our approach and how it can take the stress out of your finances. Welcome to Stress Free Finances, the show that takes the stress out of your finances. I'm your host, Robert Matarazzo, and today we're going to take a look at our approach, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, with our approach, what we try and do is we like to look at the income that's coming into the house as a whole. And what we do is we like to say for every dollar that's coming into the house, studies show that 34 cents of it is going to pay on debts. So what we want to do right from the beginning, you can see if we're spending 34 cents on debts, that is a lot of money that's taken out of our spending money. We can't do much about our taxes, but we can increase what we're doing with our spending. So what we concentrate on is, without taking any more money out of your pocket, is we show you ways to decrease the interest that's going out on things that's like going out on your house payments, on student loans, credit cards, car payments. We want to put together a plan that shows you how to reduce this that's going out and eliminate it, because the quicker we can get rid of this, the more that you'll have in spending money. Now, the second portion is your taxes. Now, 40 cents of every dollar that comes into your house is spent on taxes. There's really not much that we could do about it. You know, a lot of people say, oh, well, I don't pay 40 cents in taxes. We're not talking about just your income taxes. We're talking about real estate taxes, your property taxes, consumer taxes every time you purchase something. What studies show is that for 40 cents of every dollar that comes into your house is being spent on taxes. Then the last little bit that we have is the 23 cents that we have to live on. And what's going on, this 23 cents is very limiting. And that's why a lot of people today, they find themselves in a bind of trying to do and to have a lifestyle today. But if you look at it, we only have 23 cents out of the dollar that came in. So what we want to do is we have got to decrease this 34 cents that's going out in debts, because then we have more spending money. But every time we talk to an advisor about what we should be doing with our investments, they always want to talk about the 3% that the typical American is putting into their savings, 401ks or IRAs. But the problem is they all want to concentrate on this. But what we have to look at is what type of return does that 3% or that $3,000, that 3%, have to make up? So what I did is I like to show it a little bit more visual. And what this is for a $100,000 income. And I did that just to make the math easy, but this works on any income. It doesn't change. So what happens right off the bat, we know that 40 cents is taken out because of taxes. So that means 40,000 is gone. Now what this is how we live on the remaining $60,000, or 60%. Well, we know the exact percentage is 34.5% is spent with these dollars is going to interest. So when you look at this, out of that $60,000, over $20,000 is leaving your income right off the bat to pay your mortgages, your student loans and credit cards. But every time you talk to someone to help you with finances, they want to concentrate on this 3%. Well, I want you to think about this next time someone wants to talk to you about investing and, oh, I could get you a better return, is what type of rate of return does this 3% need to make to overcome the 20%, or the $20,000 that's going out because we have 34 cents? That is a very large return. If you think about it, all these advisors want to focus on is that 3%, but they would have to make a 590% return to be able to make up for the 20,700 that left. So, this is very unrealistic. You are never going to make 590%. So that's why what we want to do is we have to concentrate on the 34.5% that's going out, because I know it's not real fun. It's not the sizzle of the steak that everyone wants to sell. But what our approach, our number one concentration is, we have got to get you out of debt. Because that 3% that everyone wants to talk about, the savings and everything, you cannot get enough of a return to get out of there. So let's take a look at this as a different way. Some people, I like to show it two different ways for people that are more visual. What this is, here's your $100,000 income coming in. So if 34.5 cents is going out on interest payments, that means we spend $34,500. Okay. Then let's just say you have a $150,000 account. That doesn't make a difference, because you're going to see why in a second. If we get a 10% annual return, which is a good rate of return, if you think about the interest rates that's been going on lately, that's very hard to get. So that's pretty good. But now take a look at it. We're going to say you made 10% return. With $150,000, you've only made $15,000. So if you are losing 34 because of your debts, over $34,000, who cares if you're making 15,000? And that's a good rate of return. And that's if you have a good amount of savings now, with the typical American doesn't have a lot of savings now. This works better if you have a lot of savings. But I want you to think about this. So this is another way of looking at it. Who cares about what the rate of return is on your savings and 401ks if we have $34,000 going out in our income and we're only making $15,000? We are still negative 19.5%. We are steadily moving backwards unless we change what we're doing today. So what we want to concentrate on is actually eliminating this debt. Now, what our approach does is show you ways to eliminate this debt without taking any more money out of your pocket. We're not saying, hey, how much more can you put towards this? What we do is we show you in your cash flow how we can start getting rid of this, and we show you different things to get rid of this. So this is not about saving more money to get out of debt. With our approach, it is about having to get out of debt before you start doing any savings or 401ks. Okay? Then we like to show you the ways that once you're out of debt, we do want you to start investing where you're doing things properly, like in Roth 401ks or Roth IRAs. So we want to show you how to invest. So that's going to be part of your plan also. And then last but not least is how you're spending your money. What our approach does is show you how you could be spending your money and doing purchases for the next 5 or 10 years. Because what happens with our clients, we notice, when we take a look at their expenses and we do everything, our typical client could get out of debt, including their house and their car payments, in 10 years or less, but without taking any more money out of their pocket than they are now. So that's sometimes people say, are you crazy? But let me say that again. In 10 years or less, our clients are getting out of debt, including their house and their car, without spending any more money. And in other classes, we're going to go ahead and show you how we do that. That's on, the reducing the debts. But what we want to concentrate on is part of our approach is actually showing you how you're going to be spending and buying things for that next 10 years. Because if we told you, okay, you can't buy or do anything for the next 10 years while we're getting out of debt, nobody would be able to do this. So what we do is we have concepts and we have approaches that we show you how to do purchases that doesn't hurt your savings for the next 10 years, that you're still able to pay off your house, your cars, and all your debts, and you'll be that much better off. Okay, and then the last portion, this 3% savings, we do need to be saving. So we're not telling you that you shouldn't be saving. All we're saying is that we don't want to concentrate on savings until we have the debts paid off, because we are going to be putting into your plans about how you should be saving for colleges, how you should be saving for retirement. So there's a lot of things that we want to put in there. So this is a little brief discussion on our approach. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave it in the comment sections below, because as you ask questions and I answer them, this is going to be a way that we could get a lot of questions answered for everyone that's watching this. And sometimes the question that you ask will be able to help someone else. Also, don't forget to subscribe. If you subscribe to this, as we continue doing these, every time a new video comes out for the rest of our program, you're going to get an email to you. So make sure that you subscribe and you share it with your friends that this might be helpful to. Now, this is just our approach for the first lesson. We are going to be going into what we do to get out of debt. We're going to be getting into how we should be doing investments, how we should be spending our money. So please check back and have your friends subscribe. You subscribe yourself, and hopefully this was helpful. And I hope that everyone has a blessed day. And please get in contact with me if you have any questions, or just leave a comment below. Thanks a lot and have a great day.